In der 90. Auflage des Schwabenderbys sichert sich ratiopharm Ulm gegen die MHP Riesen einen 93:76 Heimsieg. Vor ausverkaufter Kulisse sichern sie sich somit nicht nur das Derby, sondern auch den direkten Vergleich. Wir sind jetzt hier mit den beiden Cheftrainern Mikko Riipinen von Ludwigsburg und Harrelson von Ulm und wollen über das Spiel reden. Wir starten mit dem Gast. Coach Riipinen, your statement to the game, please.
Congratulations to Ulm for a well-deserved win. They really played with impressive intensity throughout the game and put us in difficult situations. I will say that during these circumstances our guys fought and worked as hard as they could, and we didn't have the quality to compete at the end. We tried to make a push, but we didn't have enough left.
Thank you, Coach. Ty, we defended the home court, secured the direct comparison, and you got Käsespätzle. Is this the perfect day for you?
It's a great day, and Coach does a great job. You know, we lost in Ludwigsburg. They had everybody healthy. We're aware that they're missing players today, but I want to thank the fans in Ulm and Ludwigsburg who traveled today. It was a really great atmosphere for a derby game. Proud of our team to win. We were also hoping to win with a direct comparison. We were able to accomplish that. So a couple of really good things for us today as a result, and there's still room to improve, but we'll definitely take the win today.
Thank you, Ty. Fragen an die Trainer. Tobias.
Coach Riipinen, your team had a ton of turnovers today, especially those who led to easy fast breaks by Ulm. Where did you see the reasons for that today?
I think fatigue at some point. I think in the beginning of the game we handled it better. As they threw out all their players to put this type of pressure. At the end it got the best of us. Our point guard unfortunately got sick this morning, so we had to go with who we had, but it's a big performance from Ulm to put us in these situations, and the hurtful ones are the live ball turnovers, the 14 steals, which leads to direct points. It's very tough to defend those. So yeah, we have to get a little bit more depth in our game in order to avoid these type of situations.
You mentioned missing players. Pulas Bartolo also couldn't play today. Can you talk about what he has, or is it short term? Is it long term?
Yeah, he during the FIBA break when we were gonna practice so much, he strained his calf. So I don't know how long he's out, but it was not a game-to-game decision today. It was a clear decision a couple of days ago, so we could plan without him. But yeah, I don't actually know how long he could be out.
Coach Harrelson, you were able to play 10, 11 players basically today. How far to a perfect rotation is this for you now? With, I would say, 10 players, you would be happy to play 25 minutes?
Yeah. There's a couple different thoughts on that. One, it's nice to have the depth. It's nice to have everybody healthy. It's going to be crucial that we find the right players on the court at the right time, like where we gel well together, and still trying to kind of find those groups. And I mean, at one stage I'd played two players together today that hadn't been on the court yet at the same time, so we're still trying to find our way with that deep rotation, but it's nice. It's probably difficult for the players because they have a shortened playing time, but hopefully they can play with more intensity and more production, or as much production as they were playing when they had long minutes. So if we can do that, then we're obviously elevating our game, and that's what we want to do.
I would say your team's played with a lot of physicality and really great defense, basically 40 minutes. How happy are you with the consistency and effort on that side of the court, and how much is that deep rotation maybe part of it?
Well, it's like Coach said. I think as the game went on, we were able to wear them down. I mean, I think we were pretty active at the start. We just didn't score the ball the first 3 or 4 minutes of each half. But we got our hands on a lot of basketballs today and created a lot of deflections, and like Coach mentioned, the live steals give us easy offense going the other way. So our players know we want it to be our identity to play physical, aggressive defense, and if they do that, sometimes we let them play with fouls. You saw guys playing with four fouls and fouling out today. So as long as they play for the team, that's what's important. I didn't like how many second chance opportunities we gave up. I think we could have reduced the total points if we come up with some scramble. And I mean, it's also a credit to Ludwigsburg. They played hard. They followed their shots and created some of that. But we know that about them. They play very hard, and they track down loose balls and long rebounds. So we talked about it in practice, but we weren't able to stop them. I think they finished, I believe it's 22 on my stat sheet here. So. But overall, I think we're getting better as a team with this depth.
Weitere Fragen?
How happy are you with the perfect free throw percentage?
Yeah, great. I think it's the second time this season. You don't see it very often, especially when you go over 20 free throws that a team makes all of them. Sometimes if you're around 10 or something, you might see it, but to go over 20 and make all of them, I thought Ledlam made some really key free throws when the game started to get tight. He stepped to the line and made a couple crucial ones, but 24 of 24. It's something we want to focus. We want to increase our shooting percentages. We definitely didn't do it today at the 3-point line, but we did it at the free throw line.
Your team once again had kind of a poor shooting night. You mentioned the 3-point percentage with I think 25, despite quite a number of open shots, I would say. How worried are you that this might continue for the rest of the season?
Well, the important thing, I think, is what you said, is that they were open. And it's unfortunate because Ledlam, I think, through some great passes, we're getting them to move the ball, kick out to open shooters, and then we shoot it at 20%. We could have more assists, but it's confidence, it's reps, it's intensity of the game. So it's rhythm. Like a lot of guys were 0 for 1 or 1 for 2, or I think Singfelder maybe missed one that he could make, and then he shoots 40%. So, but on the flip side of that, Justin Simon went 2 for 2, and Nelson went 2 for 3. So we can look at the positives.
Philipp.
Mikko, is there a little chance that any of the injured or sick players will return on Sunday against Hamburg?
It's very tight between the games. I don't have that information right now because I actually don't know. So if you have a pair of shoes, and maybe tomorrow you can.
I'm also injured, so.
Oh, okay. I don't know. None of them have been in practice like this, so I suspect not. But it's 48 hours, and we gotta see what we can do to get some minutes out of someone. But I'm not sure at the moment.
But Tom says the highest chance, I guess?
Unfortunately, I think not, because he was just sick this morning, like right before shoot-around, and he didn't even get the fever until around game time, so I don't know. I'm not a doctor. I don't know how long it takes to get rid of it, and we have had everyone sick during the national team break off and on, so I guess he came back and got it also.
Thank you. Gibt's noch Fragen? Nein? Dann safe travels home to Ludwigsburg. Good luck. Und wir sehen uns gegen Jena nächste Woche wieder. Danke.
I hope you get well, Philipp.